previously on this channel. Number 3. Everyone's favorite from a few seasons ago. Kaguya-sama. I know it's a long name from that, and I'm not doing it. I'm not. A.K.A. Love is War. Kaguya-sama, Love is War. This won the dice roll to be number 3. As it should have, because they are absolutely... So, when I say Love is War, basically, they both know they like each other. So, for the first, I want to say 100 plus chapters, it's them trying to get the other person to confess to them. The confession scene, it is so over the top. So, there's a joke right after they get together, which I died. Literally, I laughed so much I fell asleep and woke up and finished. It's funny. It's adorable. The payoff is well. I'm still reading. I hope they don't fuck it up. So, since you remember the list I made on Valentine's Day weekend, which was a month ago, I put Kaguya-sama Love is War at number 3. Let me back check. That was before I cut to where they're at now. And since as of the latest chapter that I've read, which is chapter 220, if there's anything past that, then we in America, it's kind of hard to find those. But if I had read up to, if chapter 220 came out before I made that video, Kaguya-sama would be number 1 on that list, all bias aside. Because I will say this now, this has now become one of my favorite manga to read. I'm not gonna say anything about the anime because I'm now currently starting to watch it, which that is now in rotation with Jujutsu Kaisen and Wonder Egg Proxy. Both are also excellent. I'll probably make a video on those later. But this shit here, the manga is first of all, this is everything you want in a romance manga. Romance in general. This is everything you want in that. There's no let's run through the list real quick. Let's run through the list. Most romance manga, what do they have? They have a dense male or female main character. It's normally always one person obviously loves the other person, but the other person is like, until episode 12 in a 13 episode anime. This one, not the case. They're both geniuses, and they say from the jump that they both know the other person likes them. They know their feelings for the other person. But pride is a very there's a reason pride is a sin. So now it's gonna say, well, I'm gonna make them confess to me because I am not gonna stoop down to the level of me confessing to them. What does this look like? But luckily, before they could run that joke into the ground, our main male character, where is his name? There it is. Our main character Miyuki says, "Man, fuck all this. If you don't confess to me by X date, I'm just gonna do it." And it happened. Oh, did I tell you there's gonna be spoilers in this? There's gonna be spoilers in this. Look, it happened. No screw up. No, someone got in the way. There were fireworks, but the fireworks didn't stop anything from happening. It happened. And not often do you see it just happen. You don't often see the confession scene go off with no issue. Of course, you can say they did that throughout the majority, all the way up until that point. But they were still on the stage, so I'm going to get them to confess to me. and we knew that wasn't going to happen. So when they up and said, okay, I'm finally going to do this, and they did it without nothing happening, that's a breath of fresh air. Another thing that could have gotten away was there was no random three-way love triangle. There wasn't no, hey, I'm a childhood friend. I knew him well before you knew him a few episodes or chapters in. There wasn't none of that. It was, I like you, nobody's getting in the way. And any other character, main character or important character, there's no other main character, just these two. Any other important character, they're off doing shit on their own. And we actually focused on that. I'll get to that in a second. Oh, and bonus point for little sister not having a brother complex. Always a bonus, because that happens way too much. Bring your friends not getting in the way. They don't. I mean, Chica occasionally gets annoying, but the writer does an excellent job of getting her out the way. As in, before she can overstay her welcome, they find a way to write her off. In the comedy, speaking of a way of writing her off, in my opinion, all the jokes hit. I find myself laughing. When they make a joke, I laugh at it, especially if I understand it. And another thing this does that most manga or anime don't do, they'll make up-to-date references. I've noticed that as I was getting into these later chapters. In the past 10 chapters, in the last 10 chapters, I believe, maybe later, we had my man Ishigami at home when he's supposed to be studying. You know what he's doing instead? He's playing Apex Legends. And it was just a way where it's kind of blurred out, so I'm guessing you don't get any have any issues with EA Sports. But it was like drawn so small where I was like, I was able to tell who he's playing as. I was able to tell what guns. As someone who plays Apex damn near religiously at this point, that got pop out of me. And also in the later chapters, our girl Chica again said instead of going and doing whatever the other two were gonna do, the two main characters were gonna do, Kaguya Muki, she said, "Nah, me and the club is gonna go play Among Us." And I immediately thought, this writer gets it. The writer is not sus. He gets it. He gets it. Like, they don't rely on the cheap jokes. The generic boob size joke is there. Of course they do it because it's there, but they don't run it into the ground. Like some anime manga do. Like all anime manga do. And they also don't run the virgin jokes into the ground. Even though after the last chapter, can't do it anymore anyway. I love this manga. Side note, speaking of that, I'm pretty sure they took a plot point from a doujinshi, and made it canon. I'm gonna talk about this. I wasn't gonna go into detail on this, but I'm going to anyway. Y'all know what y'all here for. I think I've made this pretty clear what type of person I am. There was a doujinshi out about Kaguya Muki. It's doujinshi, so you know that you got business. But the plot point of that one was, our girl Hayasaka is Kaguya's assistant. She gave Kaguya a good luck charm. The good luck charm was a condom. And Kaguya, being all innocent, gave they got in the mood, as most doujinshis do. She gave it to Miyuki. Miyuki took that as a sign of, alright, it's go time. And it went to business. In the manga, in the one of the later chapters, I want to say 218, 219. They reference that. They say because Kaguya went over to his house. There happened to be no one there. The sister went out. The pops went out. Miki's all going on crazy. Like, okay. She didn't plan on staying tonight. What I got here? Got condoms over here. He said he used them to blow balloons, which is hilarious and a great callback to when he couldn't make a balloon animal. Excellent throwback. And double entendre as to what a teenager would want to do with a condom that's not put his dick in it. He's like, okay, I got some of these. He got a pack. He had used most of them, but he got some to spare. And then he's like, okay, blah, blah, blah. Kaguya comes out the shower. He goes in. Now, Kaguya's sitting down like, okay, so I didn't expect to come over here. But luckily, Hayasaka gave me this good luck condom. And I said, wait a minute. The writer is I was going to say man of culture, woman of culture. Who wrote this? Who is the author? Who wrote this shit? Manga series by, Akasaka Ai. Okay, I was right. Who is one thing people want to do nowadays is get pronouns right. His. Alright, he is a man of culture. I want to meet him and shake his hand. He's a man of culture. I'm pretty sure that's where he got it from. And if he didn't, well, that's a great Easter egg for the degenerates out there. And then the characters, look, it's not often that, I'm hot in here. It's not often you get that I watch watch an anime or read a manga and a character that you're supposed to like. Well, how am I gonna word this? It's not often that if the writer gives me a character that I'm supposed to like them, it's not often that I actually like all the characters I'm supposed to like. In my opinion, I need to stress this in my opinion because don't take my opinion as gospel. Go read it and watch it on your own to see if you like it too. You may not. You may find it boring. I find it funny. That's why I'm making this video. Welcome to the channel. It's not often that I like all the characters I'm supposed to like. There's not a character in here that I just flat out dislike and want them to kick rocks, go away, step on, go walk through a landmine filled with thumbtacks and Legos. It's not often that happens in any form of media. It's not often that happens. Everybody that I'm supposed to like, I like. Shiroge Miyuki. He's a genius. He's a lovable dork. You can relate. He's like someone who's like, I have all the genius in the world. Little common sense. Then we got Kaguya. She's prideful, but oh so innocent. Until she shoves her tongue down Miyuki's throat at the student festival. And after that, she goes so downhill from there. From I'm innocent. I don't know what sex is. I think sex is just two people kissing. To the culture festival where she French kissing this nigga down. First kiss as confession. And then to chapter 220. Fujiwara Chika, like I said, she can be annoying, but the writer makes sure she doesn't overstay her. She doesn't overexpose Chika, which is something WWE can do with Charlotte Flair. Take fucking notes. Do not overexpose a character. WWE, yeah, I watch wrestling. Charlotte Flair is overexposed as shit. Take her off TV. I know she's off TV. Take her off again. If you want to talk about wrestling, go to my other channel. Link is in the description. Ishigami, that's his name. Y-U-U. Ishigami. This man here, he's my favorite character. Because he has remember I told you spoilers, from in middle school where he was just a loner, but he made a decision to save a girl from this dude who was trying to sell pictures of her, which, yikes. From there to being isolated because the dude he fought him and kicked his ass. The dude he fought spun the story around and made Ishigami the bad guy, to just being a loner, walking around just like this, head down, to slowly keep picking his head up, uncovering his eye, to getting a crush, to almost, I mean, Ishigami, you want to talk about morals. He had a crush on a senpai, who, again, not the biggest fan of her either, but like I said, they didn't overexpose her. But she tried to, he confessed to her, she was graduating, she's a senpai. He was a first year, she was a third year. She was like, I can't do this because she has her own, bad romance backstory that's holding her back. Along with the fact she's graduating, I just fell over the place. And instead of just accepting feeling, saying, okay, we'll go out, she tried to, yeah. And Ishigami straight up said, look, I'm a lot of things, but I'm not a person who takes pity sex. And I said, yeah, nigga. Yeah, we don't take no pity sex over here. Team Virgin. And then he, tried to kill himself. But, our next girl, Ino Miko, saved his life. Great transition. She saved his life, ended up breaking her arm. Then she tried to say, and this girl needs to be protected at all costs. She needs to be protected. If it comes out that she likes Ishigami, I'm pretty sure because these two are complete polar opposites. Ishigami is laid back gamer. She is uptight disciplinary club leader. So he's always talking shit. Everyone's giving her everything she wants and listening to her, and just someone just making fun of her behind her back. He straight up says, bitch, look here. You don't call her bitch, but goddamn it, look, you are annoying, you are this, you are that, and they be going back and forth. She came to like him. And while Ishigami is over here trying to romance the senpai, who, unfortunately, it doesn't end up working out. Shame. But now Miko has her time to shine, saves his life, breaks her arm. But she liked the attention that Ishigami was giving her, that she kept her arm in a sling for like a month or two after her arm was perfectly healed, just because someone's finally paying attention to me and giving me actual attention. She needs to be protected at all costs. Someone else who needs to be protected is Hayasaka Ai. She goes through a lot. From having to listen to Kaguya, having to be her maid or assistant, having to listen to this girl try and make all these schemes instead of just up and saying, yeah, I like you. And then her going through her own bit of family trauma to, you gotta read. I can't explain the whole family dynamic between her family and Kaguya's family, because they're two separate families, but they're at odds with each other. It's hard to explain all that. Just read the manga. Like I said, I'm still starting to watch the anime, so I don't know if they get to that point yet. And I'm not going to assume, because there has been times where the manga deviates way off track. No, my bad. Flip that. Retract that. There's times where the anime deviates way off track from the manga. If anyone's ever seen Fuka, you'll know why. Nagase and Tsubasa, adorable. I told y'all when I talked about Kaguya-sama before, they didn't have been fucking since the beginning of the manga. They are adorable, and they also played a part in Ishigami not getting the way he wants. I put that in the previous one. Watch the previous watch what I talked about before. Go watch that romance one in general. Link is in the description. The story basically is an excellent slow burn that just before anything can get too repetitive, it changes. Just before they run will they confess to me? I will make them confess to me? Nah, I'm gonna confess. As they're confessing, and you think, okay, we're getting into the end game. No, now now we're focused on Ishigami's his coming of age story. That story's coming in. Well, guess what? Now Miko done realize she got feelings for him. Oh, one more thing to wrap this all up. The biggest cliche that I talked about in my in that episode. They don't have all the what's the word I'm looking for? The dumb shit that be happening. I've talked about it before, but here's a big one that I forgot to talk about. I'm going to talk about it now. They communicate. If there is an issue that needs to be resolved, instead of not communicating, they just do. Miyuki said, hey, I got a scholarship to go over to America and go to Stanford. Shout out to him. Pac-12, what up? I'm on the East Coast. I just love the Pac-12. Kaguya, instead of getting upset, or Miyuki just not telling her, he tells her. She says, what, really? Alright, fuck it, I'm going with you. Because mind you, Miyuki's number one in terms of grades. Kaguya's number 2, so she can logically do that. Now, granted, Miyuki drops to 12, but that's because he's fully expected to go over there. Then later on, when Kaguya's like, okay, my family's trying to get me into this arranged marriage thing, Miyuki's like, what? Instead of, in most manga, in most episodes, that would be episode 12. Now I gotta go plot armor my way through the castle and tell them, hey, this ain't right. He says, okay, I'm gonna not go to America. I'm gonna stay here. I'm gonna help you figure this out. Well, that's what he said, but I'm pretty sure he's still gonna go. And they bring up the fact that, look, we don't gotta break up. It's not the end of the world because I'm going over to America. Why? Because it's the age of electronics. I can call you. I can text you. I'm going on a scholarship. I'm going to have money to fly back. I don't know, because Japan, if you look on a map, Japan and California are relatively close, at least if you fly that way. I don't know how planes work if they go against the rotation. If they go against, I don't know how planes work. I've never been on a plane. I think it may be on a plane this year, but I've never been on a plane, so I would not know. We drive everywhere. I'm afraid of heights. There, you learn something new about me. But they communicate is the end of my soliloquy. All the important characters have the coming of age, or have great plot, great character development, except Chika, but she's basically there for comic relief. And like I said, they don't overexpose her. And communication, which he doesn't treat his readers like an idiot. He treats them with the fact like, yeah, this is how they would actually do that. After they get all the comedy out the way and actually start getting into actual relationships, they treat it how they actually be treated. Long story short, great manga. 10 out of 10 would recommend. Whenever I catch up to the anime, because if I check here, I do not know if they're already at season 3. Let's see here. There's season 3. Yep, it has not come out yet. So I'm gonna be interested to see where that goes, because by this point, No, High Sex does her ponytail back here. I wonder how that actually concerns me a little bit. I hope this doesn't look if they messes up, I'll be back here. Oh yeah, she's here. Yeah. If they mess up, I'll be back to talk about it. Look, like, comment, subscribe. We out.